I've been reading People's History of the United States by Howard Zinn, and I've also been listening to a lot of Behind the Bastards, which is a podcast hosted by Robert Evans. And I want to tie it in to this whole Epstein Files debacle and how the elites are trying to push away the importance of releasing these files. One of the things that continually happens in history and with people who end up being bastards, as the podcast is so rightly named, is that they deal mostly in transactional relationships. So transactional relationships mean that if you can offer me something, I will engage with you. But if you can't, you're of no importance to me. This starts in 1492 with the Native Americans and continues on throughout history with Native Americans, women, African Americans, anybody who's marginalized or comes from a place of less power than those in power are often viewed in this transactional way, that they are easily replaceable and can be basically pawns in the game of the ruling class. As the emails in the Epstein files that were released yesterday show, the way that everyone who is a victim in this case is talked about is merely as an NPC or someone who is just not important in the grand narrative, because these people, the ruling class, act with relative impunity. So these victims are not important because their voices will never be heard. Unfortunately, this becomes true of most of our presidents, if not all of them. Most world leaders in one form or another throughout history engage in some form of this. And in fact, to be a politician in general means that you need to disregard some and focus on others. And a lot of times what that focus is money and power. When you act with impunity and you have never been held accountable for your actions, that's how things like the Epstein files happen. There's all of this documentation that people engaged in really, really heinous acts towards people they viewed as powerless. And now when the powerless become powerful, it flips everything. And the ruling class becomes really scared about what might happen should the files be released.